got off my first cover brief call. I'm really starting to like distrust my instinct as a writer. We are about to start writing the last big dev edit for Local Heavens. It is the start of October. The book deal has not been announced yet, but I'm getting a head start on everything. Things have kicked off for Local Heavens and I don't have my edit letter yet from my dev editor, but there are some things that I want to change in the book. Not change, add, I should say. There's some things I want to add. Naturally, I just got all of these ideas within the last week. I started asking myself, what are the things that I still haven't done with this book that I should just try to do? Like I need to, like, now is not the time to be holding back anymore. I have gotten some ideas for a couple chapters that I want to add. Where I will trade off word count, I don't know yet. If there's something that I really want to add into a book, I always find word count to cut. There are some things that I for sure know that I want to do for the next like few weeks while I'm like waiting for the edit letter. I figure that I might as well start implementing those things now. They're not major, but they're new scenes. Can you tell I'm like a little bit nervous about this draft? So there's one chapter that I want to add into Act 2. After the book is published, you guys can figure out what it is I added. Let's just say that. Yeah, so when I think about the things that I really want to address, like the things that I feel like are already in there, but if I can get away with doing more, I will, is one more Nick and Gatsby chapter. There are a lot of things that I have added over the last 6 drafts that I think have really solidified those two characters. But there is like one beat that I want to hit before midpoint. The biggest reason that I never wrote in that extra beat is because I don't think it's like super necessary, but also I was just always worried about word count. But I think I can do it. I think I can do it fine. I'm experimenting right now, you know. We're just gonna see how the Holy Spirit moves me for draft 7. I think, okay, now that I think about it, in terms of like the toughest characters to adapt, I didn't even like give an intro to this at all. I just realized that. If you're new to my channel, hello. My debut novel, Local Heavens, is coming out fall 2025. I've done 6 drafts of this book. The book is a queer cyberpunk reimagining of The Great Gatsby. So back to what I was saying. If I were to like think in my mind who were the most difficult characters to adapt for this book, well, Nick would be at the top. There's so many different ways that you could go with Nick. In the first couple drafts, I didn't 100% have him figured out. Happy with where Nick is now. But number 2 would definitely be Daisy. The way that you choose to interpret Daisy in a Gatsby retelling, it depends really on what you want your work to say. I think she is like such a complicated character. So I have my notebook next to me. We're about to open draft 7. Today is October 9th. I'm about to sign the contract for Local Heavens. Crazy. I don't think it will be announced for a while. I can't believe this is real. Pressing this one button is like what I've worked for my entire life. It's just crazy how that happens. I'm staring at my childhood dream like right in front of me. This is so bizarre. I got the email. There's no one here to congratulate me, so I'm just congratulating myself. Signed my first publishing contract. I just got off my first cover brief call. It was over an hour. It was a very long call. There was a lot to talk about. I met my art director. That was a stressful call. So being on the other side of the design process is so bizarre because like I am now the client, so I was just like trying to get my thoughts together. But it was a great call. I think we ended off in a really good place. I'm really happy with what I saw. It's such a specific tonal balance to strike with Local Heavens because it has to be able to sit comfortably between a literary fiction cover and a cyberpunk cover, but it can't be too much of one or the other, which is honestly what it felt like to write the book. So having to like put an image to that feeling is very scary, and obviously, you know, everyone wants a cover that everyone's happy with.
Would you like to say anything, Khaled Mohammed?
I'm currently reading Strange Beasts by Susan J. Morris. I actually picked this up at my local indie bookstore here in Toronto. I was really happy to see that they stocked all of the bindery books. You can also like order anything online, like on their website. If you are in Toronto, they're called Baka Phoenix Books. They're a specialty SFF store. I picked up Susan's book. I've been reading it for a while actually. Look at this cover. Like, this has to be one of the best covers that I have seen this year. Other question that I've been getting a lot of people have been asking me if I plan on writing full-time forever, like what is my plan. I'm just kind of taking like one day at a time because obviously becoming a full-time writer was not like a choice that I made. Like, I was affected by tech layoffs. I know a lot of you guys were also affected by layoffs. I have been on the hunt for like good resource. Where are you going? Bye, Clemmy. I have been on the hunt for like good resources to get back into the groove of not just design but just learning in general. I think that's something that I've been struggling with like since I graduated school, is like making time for learning in my life again. I would definitely recommend checking out Brilliant. If you're unfamiliar with them, Brilliant is a platform that emphasizes learning by doing. They offer thousands of interactive lessons in areas like programming, math, data analysis, and more. The way their content is structured is that it's very hands-on and visual, and it helps you build your critical thinking skills through problem solving rather than just memorizing. I think one of the most effective things about the way that their courses are structured is that their content really helps you focus on creating a powerful daily learning habit so that you can gradually work towards whatever your professional or personal goals are. Brilliant has courses that cover a full range of topics. You can learn how to build and use formulas to solve real problems in business and everyday life. If you're interested in data analysis, they've launched a ton of new data science content for both beginner and advanced learners. You can also learn how to parse and visualize data. You can work with real data sets from places like Airbnb, Spotify, and more. Brilliant also has a growing number of programming courses. With features like a built-in drag and drop editor, you can get familiar with Python, start building programs on day one. So yeah, if you're also interested in trying out Brilliant, you can get full access to everything that they offer for free for 30 days. You can check out the link on the screen, or you can scan the QR code, click the link in my description box, and you can also get 20% off an annual premium subscription. Thank you to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. Kylie. Whoa. We are in America. Want to say hi, Celine? 1 second. I'm ready. We look like sisters. Am I in it? Yeah, you are. How would you rate your Dunkin'? This is a solid 2.5 out of 10. Wow, I gave this a 3, but I think I'm gonna demote it to a 2. I'm gonna demote mine to a 2.
And just like that, we got 3D letters like coming by secret message in water trash. Whatever with
It's 11 p.m. Oh my god, we had a day, didn't we?
We did.
We did so much. Like, I'll do it in chronological order. This is what I bought for day 1. Black and white, charcoal vibe. I like this one. We both got this one. Then we went to the library. I got this magnet, and then it says New York Public Library on it. Got this book of poetry, queer poetry. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, let's see if this thing I got from Daiso works. Allegedly. Allegedly, you can use it as a phone stand and like a bookmarking.
Unboxing.
That part's a clip. Wait, I can't do this one handed. Oh, okay, wait.
That's really cute.
Oh wait, it works. Okay, wait, pretend this is the flat surface. Yay! It's only $2 USD. Hey. That's what I got today.
Please exit through the rear door.
We're here in Central Park. Live from Central Park.
Crescent than the crowned eagle. This powerful bird is capable of capturing duikers, monkeys, and other medium-sized.
This is what it feels like to DJ.
Stop. Whoa, that's so cool.
Disappear. Vegetation reappears.
Look at the arches. Like, Texas place. Okay.
We went to the Strand and we got, what are they called?
Blind date with a book.
Yeah. I feel like you can't go wrong with yours. Okay, show yours first.
Mine is called Slow Burn Rom-Com set in New York City. I don't know what it's gonna be.
Yeah. I feel like you can't go wrong with a romance though, because you like always know.
Mine,
you picked it up and you were like, that's you.
this is yours.
I hope I don't have it already. A Tale of Corporate Greed, Environmental Ruin, okay? And I was trying to feel it and I was like, do I know this book?
Ready?
Okay, ready? Haná, 둘, 셋. What's yours?
Mine is The American Roommate Experiment. This is such a fun looking book.
Excited.
The main character, she just quit her well-paid job to focus on her secret career as a romance writer.
I feel a little called out.
Isn't Simon and Schuster like a big, like well-known? Have you seen this book before?
I don't know.
Oh, it's
I don't know anything.
TikTok sensation.
Oh, okay. TikTok sensation. One of the New York Times 10 best books of the year. What else did we buy today? Coffee. Oh yeah, we got coffee because everyone was telling us to go to La Colombe. Oh my gosh, I was gonna open my edit letter. I got my edit letter for Local Heavens. We were at the Strand and I looked at my phone and I saw an email and I was like, no. Wait, I don't have internet connection. No internet connection, no life. It's only 5 pages.
The letter?
Maybe she hates it. I'm just kidding. I'm okay. I only read page 1.
So exciting.
Mine's not that sweet. What is it?
Tastes like a smoothie. Lots of books were bought on this trip. Bye.
I'll miss you.
I have returned to my apartment. I haven't made too much progress yet in my dev edit. I just want to make sure that I am not rushing anything and that I have as much time as physically possible to consider all of my editor's notes and to implement the feedback that I think is really important, just to give it the consideration that it needs at this stage. My gut instinct is that I think the note, like now that I've had time to like really digest everything, notes are good. I like a lot of the feedback. I think it's very actionable. Only one that I'm getting caught up on that is going to like seriously require me to like reread the manuscript, because I haven't actually reread it. I've been saying that I'm gonna reread it, but like I'm gonna reread it now. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to read over part 1 and half of part 2. That's my plan for tonight. Out of all of the feedback that I got, that I was like, okay, this is like very doable, the only note that I'm like not quite sure what I want to do with yet, and a note that my editor made about the main romance. They did say they liked the main romance, but there was like one little note about like something to consider adding. I feel like that's what I want to focus on first. I think it's gonna require me to write a new chapter, which, like I was mentioning before, I already have started writing a new chapter. I did that like preemptively because I was like, I just had this like thing in the back of my head where I was like, we might need an extra chapter. Now that I've gotten my edit letter, I'm trying to figure out like what the focus the chapter should be and like how to insert it smoothly without opening up plot lines that are unnecessary, but just like, you know, inserting it smoothly in there. So I'm trying to figure out externally what should happen in that chapter, and I'm also trying to figure out what internal character beats I want to hit. Like at this point in the book, what are the things that the characters don't know about each other? You know, what could be an interesting like beat of emotional vulnerability? All right, we're gonna lock in. We're gonna lock in, you guys. I just got my PM announcement sent to me, the screenshot. I'm gonna update all of my socials right now really quickly. Now I'm gonna update everything. My publisher might have already done it first. Okay, I can't say this out loud. This is tea. This is publishing tea. Okay, let me just turn this off. Oh, that took like half an hour. I told myself I wouldn't get distracted by notification. I truly feel like I'm so behind on this dev edit, and I got some confirmation about like what word count I should stick with. I have a little bit of room to play with. There were like 3 ideas that I had for new chapters to insert. I definitely can't do all of it. I think I'm going to for sure not write one of the additional chapters that I was thinking of writing. And I'm glad that I didn't go forward with writing that new chapter before I got my edit letter. The new chapter that I was gonna write was gonna be like a completely new chapter for Daisy. My editor actually had like really nothing to say about Daisy's character. A lot was still really focused on Nick, so which makes sense. But I think like I just like in the back of my mind I was like, oh, I have this idea that I want to do, but it's not like super relevant to the wider plot. So I think instead of like splitting my focus on writing at least one new chapters that is like focused on Nick, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I have to be like really realistic about my timeline. I started doing some of the line level comments that my editor had. I haven't started writing the new chapter. I'm just gonna get started. I'm just gonna stop like overthinking things.
Say hi to everyone, Clemmy. Say hi to everyone. Hello. Okay.
I spent the last 2 days figuring out what is supposed to happen in this new chapter, and I actually freaking figured it out. Admit that I have not been like working as efficiently as I should. The announcement went up on Thursday, and then I got like super distracted putting all the posts on social media, uploading the video, so I actually like didn't start writing until like way later in the day. Even today I actually didn't start writing until late afternoon. It's 12:30 now a.m. Considering it usually takes me like a really long time to write a new chapter, I actually wrote like 70% of this new chapter yesterday in the span of like 3 hours, and then today I edited what I wrote yesterday, which was like maybe 1,500 words. Yeah, yesterday I wrote 1,700 words. That was scene 1 of the new chapter. Then today I just felt like there was like something missing. There was like another idea for a scene. I just need to like finalize that, and I think we'll be good. Oh my god, I was like super stressing about this new chapter. I did not know. What is up, Clemmy? Why are you looking at me like that? Yeah, I did not know like for the longest time like what needed to happen in this new chapter. I think I like it. I'm gonna have to read it in context with the entire manuscript, because that's not something I've done yet. I basically edited the first the prologue and the first couple chapters, and I skipped over act 1. I went right to act 2. I started drafting this new chapter just because I'm working on such a tight deadline. Like I have to move really quickly. I'm doing all of like the new content first, and then I think I'll be good. I think I'll be good. I don't know. I'm trying not to like stress too much about line like super polishing up the lines, because I know that the next pass is going to be more of a line editing pass. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. Hopefully just like start super early tomorrow. I'm gonna put myself on like phone ban, social media ban. Clemmy, don't eat that. So I have not updated this vlog in a few days. I have just been like really heads down trying to get through the revision. I made some good progress. I finished the new chapter, inserted into act 2. I was like, while I was writing it, I was really on the fence the entire time whether I actually like wanted to put this into the draft, like a whole new chapter. Obviously concerned about word count, but also I was just like, I don't know if I'm like overwriting. Wanted to make sure that like I'm addressing my edit letter and I'm not like phoning it in. And it's always easier for me to cut out words than to add them in. I just wrote the new chapter, and I hope it is, my editor feels like, is a good solution regarding Nick's character and also the central romance. I feel like I keep like hyper focusing on different details in the book, that it's actually making it really difficult for me to see the book as like a big picture. I can't really like think about the book structurally because I'm so hyper focused on like little moments and little scenes. Wrote for like 12 hours yesterday, so I think I like the new chapter. Like I wanted to write it just to see how I would feel about it. I do like it. I just like, whether or not my editor likes it, whether or not people are gonna feel like it's necessary, we shall see. And my gut feeling yesterday when I reread it after you know, giving it a few hours of space, is that it does feel like it makes sense. I'm at a point right now where I just like don't know if I trust my judgment anymore, because I've done so many drafts of this thing. I'm really starting to like distrust my instinct as a writer. I think that there are a couple comments, you know, depending on how much time I have left for my deadline. I'm not 100% sure if I will make those changes. They're very, very small things though. The reason for that is like, I feel like at this point there are some changes where like I feel comfortable enough to like push back on it a little bit. The comment is valid, but it's not necessarily something that I want to implement. If a reader has that kind of interpretation, that's fine. You can't control what every single person is going to think about the book anyway. Yeah, and it's for very small things. It's like the main structural edits I definitely am going to focus on. Aside from the new chapter that I wrote, a lot of what I was doing yesterday was like world building. Some comments that I wanted to address around making sure that the cyberpunk world building is accessible, I guess, to people who don't know anything about cyberpunk. But I hate exposition. I really hate exposition. If I feel like a reader won't be confused about the plot, I usually won't explain a concept that I feel like doesn't need to be explained. But for like making a world feel like immersive and being able to like visualize an environment, yeah, I can definitely understand that there are readers who want more of that. If I have the word count to do it, I'll do it. That is the recap. Draft is due back in 6 days, so I gotta get going. Okay guys, we have made it to Sunday. This revision is due tomorrow. I was originally gonna ask for more time. I was gonna ask for an extra day, but I'm feeling like I might not need it. I'm actually gonna start my final pass through today. It's about 2 p.m. or 1:30. It was late. I wish I had started it a little earlier, but also I actually stayed up revising yesterday until 4. So I think all of the time that I lost this morning was actually just spent last night. I feel like I'm actually really focused between the hours of 1 to 3 a.m. Like I'm really focused. So I'm okay with that. I brushed up the ending, was able to cut a little bit in line edits, but this is gonna be the pass through where I'm going to like try to line edit down. And usually it takes me 2 days to comfortably read the manuscript, so I'm gonna, from right now until nighttime, I'm going to probably get through the first half of the book, or I might hopefully get through a little bit more than that, maybe 2/3, and then I will spend the morning till maybe the afternoon or evening finishing the line editing the second half of the book, and I can hopefully get the draft in by tomorrow, late afternoon or early evening. And I think I was able to get through all of the main stuff, so good for me. I think I actually would have been perfectly on time with this manuscript if I hadn't lost last week to all of the US election stuff, because I was just like really unfocused for like 2 to 3 days. This book's not gonna edit itself. I don't want to hold on to it for too long. My timeline for this book is quite short. It's actually, I feel like it's not that common for writers to, I mean I'm sure it happens, but like I have noticed that a lot of my writing friends who have announced their book deals this year, 2024, have publication dates for 2026, and that is like a very normal timeline. Like you usually report the deal and publication is usually like about 2 years out. For me, we sold this book like in July. My book is coming out next year, so that's like a very tight timeline. In a way, I feel quite lucky that I'm able to like publish the book fairly quickly, because I know that that's not something that all authors get to do. I am glad, because it means like a lot of you guys who have been like following the process of me writing this book and are excited to read it will be able to read it as soon as next year. It does mean that like edits have to go like this. The only saving grace is that I did a ton of editing up front with my agent before we went on sub. I did like 4 or 5 rounds of revision with my agent. We did heavy dev edits together. The dev edit that I'm doing with my editor, it is a dev edit. It's not as intense as it could have been. Also, I don't know if I showed you guys this. This is what I got at the New York Public Library. The library is so pretty. And it's so good because I'm very fidgety when I write. So you guys have seen Howard. I also like kind of squeeze Howard when I'm thinking, when I'm brainstorming, when I'm talking to myself, like at my desk. He's this like sculpted whale, which I think that my brother's partner got for me when she was in the East Coast. And then, yeah, and then I have like this magnet, which my desk is magnetic. I have a flexi spot desk. And there's like a little lion. I don't know why I'm showing you guys this. I really just love it. There's a little lion in there, and right now he's upside down. So sometimes I like, as I'm thinking, I'll like shake it and try to, okay, so now he's right side up. He's backwards. So I'll shake it until, and yeah, and that's how I spend my day. Can you tell I'm unemployed? Okay, I'm done. I'm focusing now. I don't even know when I'm gonna end this vlog. Maybe I'll end it here. I don't know. I read this entire book in a day. Granted, I did not read it like as thoroughly as I would if I had had 2 days, but also I don't want to drag this out. I have like a genuinely busy week coming up. I think I'm just gonna friggin' send this tomorrow. So I'm gonna export this thing. We actually ended up at 115.4. That is what Scrivener is telling me. I always know that Scrivener tends to underestimate word count, so even if this goes up to like 116, I feel like, considering how much I added, so much more world building, an entire new chapter, I'm actually really glad that I didn't overextend. I did pretty good. I think I cut almost 2,000 words just by line editing. Yeah, I am gonna export this thing. I think I like this draft. You know, like right now, I will say my most thorough read through happened yesterday and the day before. And today, because I only had a single day to read the book, I line edited very thoroughly the new stuff, like the areas where I knew I was writing new content, and I glazed over some other stuff, but it's okay. This was a dev edit pass. The line edit stage, I will line edit properly. 3 in the morning. It's 3:30 a.m. but we did it.
Miss Ma'am got annihilated.
Oh my god. Oh, she's running now. Funny.
Okay.
Funny.
Yay!
Yay!
Disregard the cork bits.
I turned in my revision. I think that's a great place to end this vlog. That's what we're gonna do. It has lasted like a month at this point, but I don't think that I am gonna be doing my next round of edits until the end of November, I think is when I'm getting my draft back. I will be moving away from using Twitter, just because a lot of the writing community, a lot of people in general are like migrating off of Twitter. I will still keep my account up for like updates and stuff like that. Mostly I will just be updating on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I do have a Blue Sky. And also follow my Substack because I will always give updates through Substack. I think that is it. I'm very excited for people to read Local Heavens. I also like, it like doesn't really feel real. Like obviously I've gotten a lot of questions of like about the book and how I'm feeling about like debuting and stuff like that, and honestly it just doesn't really feel real yet. I'm excited that so many people are excited, and obviously I hope you guys like the book. If you would like to support the channel, I have a Ko-fi. It's open for one-time donations, or you can also join my monthly memberships. So if you like any of my work here on YouTube or on Substack or whatever, you can support me over on Ko-fi. Once again, thank you so much to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. That is it for this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.